In this video, we'll take another look at that enumerate function that we just demonstrated in the preceding video, this time in the context of the script fig05_01.py. Let's go ahead and run that and see what the results look like. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a list of values, which you see in the middle column here, and we're going to use the enumerate function to help us produce the output that you see here, consisting of the index number of each value, the actual value, and then a bar of asterisks representing that value. So basically a primitive bar chart. And we're going to show you later on in this lesson much nicer looking visualizations that produce bar charts automatically for you. So we'll take a look at that in the Intro to Data Science section at the end of this lesson. So let's switch over to the script that actually produces the output you just saw there. Again, anytime we create a script, we're going to tell you the name of the file in a comment at the beginning, so you can find that script in the corresponding lessons examples. And all scripts should start with a docstring that states the purpose of that script. And since most of our scripts are very straightforward, we typically just have a one-line docstring. However, it's not uncommon for a complex script or a library to have a very detailed documentation string. Now we're going to be working in this example with the list called numbers, which just contains 5 values, and we have a couple of print statements to get us started here. Let's take a look at the second one for a moment, because in this F string we have a placeholder, and I just want to re-emphasize the fact that we have a single quoted F string, and because of the fact that we're outputting a string value in this placeholder, we're wrapping that string, that nested string, in double quote characters. That way we don't get an error because of nesting single quote characters within single quote characters. So that's why we have double quote characters here. And you may recall that this is not an emoji, but rather a format specifier indicating that we want to right align the string value in a field of 8 characters. So what's going to happen here is we'll display the literal characters index, which is 5 character positions, and then in the next 8 character positions we'll display these 5 characters preceded by 3 spaces, and then we'll have a couple of spaces and the word bar, and that will help us produce the 3 column heads. And we'll use some similar formatting down here in the for loop to produce the 3 columns. Now let's talk about this for loop. So we just showed you that the enumerate function can produce a sequence of tuples consisting of each value in the sequence that you give it as an argument, in this case the list numbers, and the index for each of those values. And again, the order within those tuples will be the index followed by the value. So because we're getting tuples from the enumerate function, we are able to unpack those tuples into the appropriate number of variables. In the case of enumerate, that will always be 2. And so we have the index and the value, and we'd like to format the output. We're going to display the index right aligned in a field of 5, which will right align it under the word index, 5 characters long. Then in a field of 8, right aligned, we're going to display the value of the variable value. Then we have a couple of spaces here, same number as up above, and underneath the word bar we are going to display the value of this highlighted expression. Now we haven't done this previously, and this is another one of those cool little Python features. When you multiply a string by an integer, it repeats the string that number of times. So what we want in this example is a bar of asterisks that matches up with the value of each individual list element. So if I say multiply the string asterisk by the value 19, what I'm going to get is 19 consecutive asterisks as a string that is the value of this highlighted expression. Or if I multiply the asterisk string by 3, I'll get a string of 3 asterisks, etc., etc. So anytime you multiply a sequence by an integer, you repeat that sequence the specified number of times, and this little for loop produced, going back over here, these rows of the output.